Hi there, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Coach G Show here on FDUnites.com. Jon Lauder with the head coach of the FDU men's basketball team, Coach Herenda. Coach, how you doing?
I'm doing great, John. How about yourself?
I'm doing just fine. So let's go over the first two games that you guys have had. Let's start with the home opener, a nice crowd on hand. You get that first win here as the FDU Knights head coach, 89-71 over Caldwell. Just some thoughts on that game and how you felt your team played.
Well, first of all, I think you hit it right on the head. Like, the crowd was great. I just didn't know what to expect because it was our first game, and I just didn't know what to expect. And I've heard about the sparse crowds in the past, and I think I said it in my blog. And with 15 minutes to go in the first half, I just looked up and I'm like, wow, there were young students and kids and families, and across the way there were alums and former players and coworkers, and so I was very impressed. And I think it was very exciting for me just to be the head coach, and it kind of hit me for the first time that, wow, I'm coaching here, and we played well. I told you before the game, John. We spoke about how well coached and how smart. And that Caldwell team's going to win a lot of games. I played Division II basketball and coached there for 5 years as a head coach. They're a good team, and they gave us a really good test. But our young guys stepped up, and our whole team played well. I played 12 guys in the first half now in both of the games that we've participated in. But that Friday night game was special. We got a good lead at the half, and I wanted to extend it, and we were a few jump shots away from really getting the crowd totally involved in the game. But it was our first night, and it was our first win, and first time we put on our uniform. So it was it was a good taste, and I think we're going to be a really tough team to beat here in this home gym, and we were very excited after Friday night.
And how much does it mean for you to have that support from the crowd, to have a good crowd on hand, and to have them up and cheering and just excited for FDU basketball and kind of for this new journey that the program's taking?
I think it's just a testament to what's here. There's a sleeping giant on this campus that wants to get up and scream and holler and say, "We're good, we're okay, we exist." And I think that was a little bit of a confirmation that still exists. And for my team personally, they deserve a crowd. When these guys watch, Kentucky tonight is playing Duke, and you see these tremendous crowds. I want our crowds to be comparable to those places where you have a real home court advantage, and it's easier to get into a defensive stance at the end of the game because there's an excitement and an adrenaline in college basketball that you can't quantify, but it's there, and it only happens when there's a crowd and when there's juice, and there was juice in it, and it'll get a lot crazier than that. I guarantee you that once we get into our league play. But it was exciting, and I was very happy for the players.
Now, your second game against Hofstra, tough game on the road, first road game, and obviously they shot the lights out in the first half, so that certainly made a difference. But just kind of give me some of your opinions and just kind of how that second game went in your opinion.
Well, now it's our first experience of getting on a bus and going into another arena, and Hofstra just came off a very difficult loss to Monmouth, and they were ready to win a basketball game, and I thought we were ready to win a basketball game. And after the first TV timeout, we were up 9-8, and the speed was our speed, and then they just took it to another level, and they didn't miss a shot, and some of that had to do with our better, we didn't defend as well as we should have, but they were they were on fire, and we couldn't make a shot. So when you put those two things together, they got on a big run. Halftime couldn't have happened at a better time because they were just, they're a CAA athletic, well-coached, good basketball team. But then in the second half, we gave up 30 points and scored 31, and we out-rebounded them, and we made some adjustments. So it was good some growing pains over in Hempstead, New York. But we just got out of a great practice today where, hey guys, if we're going to let one road loss, our first one, affect our psyche, that's not who we are. So we had a great practice, and we have to bounce back. The great thing, John, about that is we play Hofstra again in January. Right. So that'll give us a good barometer of how far we've come since November 11th or whatever the date the game was to January, whatever the date is. So it'll give us 2 months to improve, and I'm looking forward to playing them again in our building, and we'll see how far we've come. But this is a process, but like I said before, I'm not putting a ceiling on our possibilities. And but Hofstra was just better than us that day. We tip our hats and we move on.
So on Friday, you have Hartford, who's played a lot of games recently. They've been playing early, late. They've had a very interesting beginning to their schedule and their season. So what are you looking to see from them, and how do you expect your team to fare their second road trip?
I think we have to improve. They're very good. They've got a big man that's a monster inside. They're very well coached. John Gallagher's a really good coach. They're good at home. But they're playing. They played this morning at Gulf Coast. They play tomorrow night at Fairfield, and then they play us on Friday night. So hopefully, and we're off until that game. So hopefully we'll be able to go in there and play for 40 minutes. But that's going to be anytime you go on the road in college basketball. Like Hofstra tonight's at Louisville. Right. It's everyone gets it at some point in time, and but we have to learn how to win road games, and the way to do that is by stopping people, getting a rebound, and scoring. And once we do that, and we do that consistently, no matter what building we're in, we're going to learn how to win, and hopefully it'll happen sooner than later, and hopefully Friday night is the night.
Now, I know you're not looking ahead, but we're not going to see you before this, so you do go to Arizona then on Monday, and obviously that's one of the best teams in the country. You're going to have either Rhode Island or Metro State in that second game, so I know you're not looking too much ahead for that, but talk about that trip and kind of what that experience could be like for you and for the players.
You told me not to look ahead.
That's true.
But I'll do it because you told me. But Arizona, I think when you play those games, those are just special opportunities that you get in life to play someone that you shouldn't beat and on the court that you shouldn't win. And we're going there to win the basketball game. And Coach Hamburger, that's his scout. So all of our coaches have different scouts. So he's looking ahead. We're not, but that's a national stage, and that game for us is a game that's going to be very difficult to win. I'm going to be very honest with you, but we're going to have to do things really, really well for every second of every possession of that game to beat a Sean Miller team on their floor. And that being said, that game also helps us recruiting-wise. It helps us nationally. It's just a game that is it's a win-win situation. And if when you do, or if you do win the game, then it's you shock the world. And we're not afraid of doing that. And but I haven't watched, and I'm not looking ahead, only because you told me. But their scores have been very good. I think they beat Long Beach State last night, 91-67. So they score and they guard, and I've never been to Tucson, Arizona. I guess the place just absolutely jumps. So it's going to be a terrific opportunity for us to be on a national stage, and we have to take advantage of that and play well and hang around and have an opportunity to win that game.
And final question for you, Coach. Obviously, you had that first game at home. Talk about how the campus has reacted to kind of the new style of basketball, just the way things are different now for this FGU program. Just give us kind of a sense of what you've heard and what you've seen on campus.
Well, I think I want to temper everyone. Everyone's excited, and we won a game, and we were 1-0 for the first time in a lot of years. But, I think they just like what's going on. They like that we're playing hard. We're playing fast. We're playing as a team. We're playing for the university, and the people are proud of us. And that's really what I wanted to do from the very day I came on campus, to make people want to come back and be a Knight again. And that's fine. But when you're a coach and you drive home tonight, we got to win games, and then they'll get really happy, and that's going to be a process, and like I said, it could happen sooner than later, but I think collectively, everywhere I go, people are just excited about our program, and that hasn't happened in a while, and that's what I'm hearing, and I'm not doing anything really special. We're just doing our jobs really hard, and I think people respect that when you do your job. And Coach Hamburger has it on his wall. We have it in the locker room, do your job. And our job is to play hard, to play smart, and to be a representative of this university. And I think we're doing it, in a positive way. We're 1-1, but we have a lot of tough games coming. And eventually we're going to get into our league. And then that's where we can start saying, okay, where are we? When we play teams that are in our league that we compete with for recruits, we compete for championships. And and hopefully by January we'll be in a position where it'll be really hard to win, to come into this building and win for our opponents, and we'll be able to go into other gymnasiums and have opportunities to win, and then people, will get really excited again, and that's our job.
All right, Coach, thanks so much, and good luck on Friday and then in Tucson Monday and Tuesday.
I appreciate it, John.
All right, so that will do it for this edition of the Coach G Show, and as always, please stay tuned to FDUnites.com for all the most latest up-to-date news on your FDU Knights.